Hi everybody, and welcome to the very first lunchtime edition of Cooking with Al. Now in front of me the ingredients that are going to make a beef and pumpkin curry, except I'm replacing the beef with lamb. So I've got diced tomatoes, capsicum, brown onion, pumpkin, extra virgin olive oil, Korma curry paste, beef stock, and 2 little things of garlic. And just for my brother Paul, I think that is not a clove, that is a clove. So when somebody says put 2 cloves, they don't mean 2 of those things into a meal. But I reckon you've worked that one out by now. So what I need to do is I need to weigh everything first. So to make sure I'm within the eating plan I'm doing. So I've got my little trusty weigher. So I'm going to go ahead and start chopping stuff up and get it ready to get into the pan and cook. Large saucepan. Now I've got no idea what 2 teaspoons are, so I reckon it's probably that, at a rough guess. Over a medium to high heat. So I reckon we're about pretty much about there. And I'm going to put a third of the beef in. Now in this case, as I said, I'm using lamb. Extra trim lamb, already diced up, ready for stir fry or for anything of this kind. So we'll just let that heat a little bit. So it says put about a third of the beef in, so we'll get that going. I haven't quite got 500 grams, I'm using about 480, so that's the equivalent of 4 meals within the way I'm eating. 120 grams of protein per main meal, lunch and dinner. Okay, so all the beef's been transferred. So now I put the onions in and the garlic. I should be on a cooking show. This is awesome. So let's see. So I had that cook for 1 to 2 minutes until softened, and then I add the curry paste and cook, stirring for 30 seconds or until aromatic. And then I put the lamb back in. That is a lot of onion, I reckon. As I say, I'm not really an onion eater. Maybe I should have just broken it down to being 1 onion, half an onion instead of 2, but get that sort of caramelised, I think was the term. Softened. I don't know what caramelised means, but it sounded good. So add the curry paste in. We cook until it's aromatic. Well, it's aromatic straight away, being a curry. It's actually a pretty nice smell. Pretty strong at the moment, but I suppose that should make sense, shouldn't it? Right, so time for the lamb to go back in and all its juices. So now we get to stir in the pumpkin, the capsicum, the tomato and the stock. Crikey, is it all going to fit? Let's do the capsicum first, being the smallest lot. Just stir that through.
without losing too much of it. Ouch. So we can add cut hand, burnt hand as well. Now I'll put the tomatoes, I think. So thanks to Lagina, 400 grams of diced tomatoes. I'm actually feeling pretty excited about this, man. I've never done anything out of off a recipe. This is looking and smelling better than anything I've ever cooked in my life, which is wonderful. And now for the penultimate thing is the pumpkin. I've got so much pumpkin. I think I'm going to have to do it in bits because we'll never get it in there otherwise, and that's not, I haven't pre-cooked that at all. It hasn't been in a microwave to soften it up, so it's got to do it all on its own in here when we put the lid on, which of course I don't have a lid for this saucepan, this fry pan, so in fact I think it said cook this in a saucepan, not a fry pan, so stupid me. But then again, you wouldn't have seen what it all looks like and what I'm doing. So now I reduce to medium, cover and simmer for 10 minutes, and then bingo bango, it's ready to eat. So I'll do that. We'll come back when it's cooked and ready. Bon appetit. Ran dead, so it's almost ready. It's just, I suppose it's a bit more than simmering away, it's boiling away, but seems all right to me. It smells absolutely beautiful. So about to turn this off. In fact, I'll do it right now. Turn it off, let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes, give it a good stir through, and then I'm going to put it out into 4 different containers into the freezer and be able to take them for lunch this week and next week, because I'm going to do episode 2, which I'm going to do a chicken curry. So I've got a good combination, day on, day off of red meat and white meat. And then next Sunday, so that'll give me eight dishes. The next Sunday I've got a friend coming over who's going to teach me how to cook something different. And that'll give me another 4 meals, so then I'll have 7. And I'll just keep bringing people in and we'll keep doing different meals, so I've always got a stock of stuff for lunch, because lunchtime is the biggest temptation to go out and get something quick and cheap, which is not healthy. And it's really hard to find little cafes that cook meals that are within the dietary plan that I'm following, or the eating plan that I'm following. And so instead of taking the risk, I've got a big sign near the front door saying lunch, because last week on Wednesday I left home without, or Thursday I left home without lunch, and so I just went without. And I wasn't that hungry, because I was on a bit of a mission, but when we get down to week 4, week 5, the temptation's gonna be too great. So, look how fantastic that looks. My very first ever curry. And it smells an absolute treat. So I'm not too concerned if they're exactly identical, because over the course of the period when I eat them, it'll all even out, and it's all part of the weight loss plan. So I'll put the recipe on the blog this afternoon or this evening, and you're obviously on YouTube seeing the video now. So stay tuned for the next Cooking with Al, which will be up probably early next week, and then we'll also have Cooking with Al breakfast episode, and then following that we'll start to have some guests in to help us cook some meals. But it smells bloody fantastic, and I'm not going to taste it now, which Chef Ramsay would get upset with. I'm going to wait till lunchtime tomorrow to give it a taste and see if it's a success or a failure. And I'll go on 12 Seconds TV, the Saving Alan channel there, and I'll make comment on what I thought of my lunch there. So catch you then.